Hello, hello. Gonna tune in for the finals, then go back and see if we can follow the fencers through the tournament like we did back with Koki a while back. Then maybe do some bout reviews or the next five in the Michelle Sicard lesson sequence. First, I'm gonna tell everybody about this. All right, just in time for the beginning. Now I'm focused. Song Sarah, friend of mine asked me a while back for an analysis of her fencing. Basically, she's very good at counterattack to the arm when you're coming in, and very explosive on the lunge, which puts you in an impossible situation because if you get too close, she'll lunge and hit you before you can react. If you start from too far away, she'll pick out your hand on the way in. And that's why she's world number one. Plus, as you can see, she's not willing to just stand there and wait for you to come at her. She's going to push herself and apply pressure and force you into making a mental error. Of course, Kong is no slouch herself and is perfectly able to deal with all that mental pressure and is patient and waiting for her opportunity. Getting close, not really willing to give up distance, but not going to commit to the action that could get her hit as well. It's kind of a game of chicken right now, both fencers pushing in as close as they can get, and whoever moves second loses. Good attempt from Song there without overcommitting. From Song there without overcommitting, getting Kong to go backwards, but not so deep that she gets punished. Going for that wrist touch we were talking about before, going high-low there. Kong going in looking for the blade. Good parry from Kong. While Song is pushing. Maybe I should just use the first names. We'll see. See what I feel comfortable doing. Kong just absolutely unwilling to give an inch. Song will go for the foot and Kong doesn't even take a step back there. Just picks her foot up and gets ready. Second P card. Which is unusual considering we've had a lot of really good attempts this bout. Neither one is just sitting back and waiting. So I don't expect this to go to the third one. Although, that's really, one of them has to hit it. That's insane that neither one did. Something's definitely got to give there. And a double. Hello, T-Powered Robot. There's no video on the screen. Crap. Thanks for the heads up. I will fix that. I will fix that soon as I figure out how. Okay, we're gonna try again. And please hold for station identification. Window capture. What's going on here? What's going on? There we go. Not really know what was going on with that, but every day and in every way we're getting better and better. If you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Good enough. I'll just keep going. We got a lot to get through today. I blinked, now it's C2. We're gonna go back. Also, sometimes capturing just the right stuff with OBS is hard. It is. And now I have lost chat update. Okay, I think I have to hit share in addition to just hitting OK on the screen. I think. All right, as we finish out the first period, we get I've now lost my chat entirely somehow. Oh, there we go. Now it's back. End of the first period, beginning of the second. A lot of really active fencing, just a bit unwilling to commit to things. Which I don't even, this is high level stuff. I don't know if they need to commit more or if committing more is going to get them hit. But one way or another, they got to commit now because Blackguard's coming out next, I think. Also, I'm not the only one with technical difficulties. I believe that's a cursor in the middle of the scoreboard. 30 seconds left. A lot of really close timing. Almost there. And there we go. Kong gets the first single of the match. And now she can wait back as Song does. Has to put in all the work now. Not that she's not capable of it, but just a lot harder. Kong can breathe easy and wait for her counters a little bit more. Doubles are all in her favor. Let's be real, you're just happy they stream. Yeah. I hear the men's tournament might already have been taken down for copyright infringement, so see if we can watch that one. Very interestingly lazy flush from Kong. Looks like she was trying to catch the blade in the middle and didn't quite get it, but surprised Song just enough that she could get out. Oh, there it is. That's the wrist pick we were talking about. I'd like to mention once again that both of these fencers are lefties, proving that lefties are just the best in the world. Wow, that was insane. Just the core strength to get back like that while she's falling over from her lunge without ever coming back up, just straight backwards from a full squat is insane. Phenomenal touch from Songsera to take the lead. Now Kong's got a squandered her lead. Small lead, but it's so important in a tight bout like this. Just that search for and then the double, nothing done. Oh, Kong comes in, gets the parry, kind of lazy on the finish. Song manages the disengage to go around and score. Now Kong's on a mission. She knows she's got to go get something. She waits too long for Song to. Wow, that was phenomenal. I thought that one was Kong's all the way. Feels weird to say this when it's only 3 touches, but this is a commanding lead for Songsera. Vivian's getting the action she needs as she just can't finish in time, and Song's taking full advantage for all the scrappy little infighting touches. Nine six now. Kong in the Song in the driver's seat. But Kong's not out of it yet. She's got to probably just commit from a little bit farther away. She's trying to get all the way in there as close as she can before she goes for the score. And Song's taking that extra time to wiggle around and get out. No. Song not resting on her laurels, pushing ahead, applying pressure, then backing off, hoping to draw Kong in for an overcommit. She knows what Kong needs to do better than I do, probably as well as Kong does. There it is. Full extension, look like an opposition 4, catching her arm as she comes around. Good touch, but now she's just got to do it 2 more times. Oh, that was almost it. Went over the head. You can see Kong's coming in a lot more with her arm extended, keeping the engagement point farther out. Song falls for it phenomenally, amazingly, incredibly, surprisingly. Kong gets another one, basically a gift from Song. Now it's only one. But Song is mad now. You can see it. She really wants to get that counter incoming. But there it is. Hard commitment from Kong, just like we talked about. Straight attack. Doesn't wait for Song. Tied up. And all 3 touches in under a minute. Good for her. Oh boy, 4. Song's mad, but she's got to calm down and fence smart still. Can't just throw herself at Kong. She'll get punished for that, even if she does have the French grip. There it is, the scrappy and fighting touches. That's been all of Song's. And despite the fact that they had 2 non-combat activities, we got ourselves about 10-10 with a minute 45 left. Oh, to be a voice-only commentator where nobody's... Oh my god! Long-range attack from Song, feinting to the wrist and then goes to the body. Catches Song even though she's going backwards. Well done. And then a double there, Song is starting to look desperate. She had this one in the bag at the beginning of the 3rd period, and halfway through, she's really struggling. If Kong's out, she's gotten all her touches from close in, and if Kong's not willing to let her in close now, she's going to have a hard time. There it is again. Kong goes deep. Song tries to get in tight. Kong manages to get the disengage around. Not even really a disengage, sort of an angulation around the parry, scoring the touch. And now it's set because it's going to be very difficult for Song to get in close without risking a double. Kong's not willing to play along, which he's not anymore. But like we said, Song is as explosive and precise as they come. And can do a thing like that. I promise that's exactly what I was going to say. I think she's got one more in here. We're going to get a 13-13 nail biter of a finish. It's going to be phenomenal. It's going to be a wristed, I bet. Couple more long attacks like that don't work, and Kong's going to try for an attack and prep on them, and Song's going to pick her wrist. Like that. Exactly like that. I should be a coach. Hire me to coach your kids. Hire me to commentate your bout. Join my Discord and I'll roast you for free. On stream. And we got 30 seconds left and 13-13 and nothing really wants to happen. It's going to be fun. Priority minute, if you don't know, is different than the non-combat activity minute. Priority minute is one fencer is on priority. They are given, and then if time expires, that fencer wins. It's a coin flip. Other than that, it's sudden death. First touch wins. Priority to Song Sarah. That's less important, I think, because she already had the lead once and lost it. We know Kong can go get her touches. On the other hand, it's Song who had the 2 point comeback, so she's got whatever momentum there is. But I don't think she's had any long-term setup left. She spent it on that last touch. And a double, nothing done. Oh, and Song pulls it out. Phenomenal, scrappy little touch. Oh, that was a nail biter. Good fencing all around. That was great. Where are we live? When you get back for more than a month, you'll have video from you to roast. Well, I appreciate it. I think that looks like medal ceremony. Let's go see if we can find Istanbul. Or we can watch Kendo. Fencing Vision has the FI as Fujairah. The FIA probably has Istanbul. Nope. So does Cali. See what we can find. Nope. Hang on. I saw somebody post a link in the GP fencing Discord, which you should join right after mine. Istanbul World Cup podium piece. Perfect. Scrim TV. That's the best we can do. It's the best we can do. Pardon me while I figure out where the next bout is. I'm gonna watch the men's finals and then go back and follow whoever won through the tournament. So my internet is ever so slow. Honestly, it's not the internet. I'm running XOR again. Okay. Bardenay of the immaculate foot touches. And Thomas Koch, who has been on the circuit for a while, I think. With no bout noise, lovely. Oh, there it is. Just very quiet. Non-combativity as well. So I guess we didn't miss much. It's very common now, I think, for the first for the first minute to go by with non-combativity. After that, they start getting more active, and I think the You could see it in the women's bout as well, where especially after the first one, they were very active and had a lot of close chances. And it was only that none of them hit was the reason they got the second card. They weren't they weren't doing anything remotely resembling your classic passivity of standing out with like barely tip to tip. Oh boy, fast flesh from Bardenet. A little baby two tempo action on the beat, disengage around, and then I think a second disengage for the six to the arm. I hate this recording. It's so bad. It's just a little bit jerky. Koch doing a lot of playing with his arm distance very far out as he beats trying to draw a reaction, then pulls it back quick. So he's ready for the parry if Bardenet commits. But Koch overcommits on that one and gets hit. Kind of an awkward flush, but if it works, it works. I don't know what the call is for core before the touch, maybe, but I don't think so. Touch your eyes. Bardenet very late on his feet, pushing back. Koch a little more grounded, doing smaller distance manipulations with his arm. Sees it that time all the way out and then just follows through straight. Bardenet manages to get off the counter though. Bardenet really looked much more upright and on his toes than I would expect from most other fencers. Very bouncy. Bardenet fencing in a very severe absence of blade, pointed not even at his opponent's foot, but almost straight down at the ground. That's how he's messing with distances, coming in with his blade down and then bringing it up like that. So suddenly his blade is 2, 3 feet closer, even though he hasn't moved much. His tip is 2, 3 feet closer. But it's not unusual. I've seen this before. He's winning for his own. He's also very straight-legged and very weight forward. I think it costs him a little bit of explosiveness. And maybe could be why he didn't get that one, but good on Bardenet to see it coming and get his get if it was a disengage or an opposition or just messy blade contact, and then he got the touch. A lot of times you just don't have clean actions. You just throw your blade at your opponents and then they bounce. That was a pretty clean four though, very deep. Um, I don't know, it didn't look like set up though. Just looked like Bardenet was doing a heat check. There's a good flesh. That same, he's doing the forward back forward back with his arm, and this time he doesn't go back, he goes forward. And Bardenay thinks he's trying to set up a pattern. Oh, and another one. Just these quick flushes off the line almost for Koch. Catching Bardenay a little bit light-footed. Not ready to go backwards. Bardenay really wants another one. Oh! Getting a foot touch against a foot touch master. Great sequence of touches from Bardenay. Flesh, foot touch. Just a phenomenal command of distance and timing on those. Pure technique. And another one there. He had two high flushes before. Painted high, flush to the thigh, which if you're watching from the GP Discord, it could have been a foot flush. Except he was too close. But if you're going to do it, that's how you would set it up. And Bardenay's like, no. I do the foot touches. Bardenay's a little bit more grounded now, knees a little bit more bent, feet a little bit flatter, a little bit. He really wants to touch now. He wants to go and get. He's going to force Thomas into his uh, own back end and pin him against the line and then hit him. Oh, but he missed it. He got everything he wanted. Thomas is hopping down on his front foot right at him, totally off guard. And now Bardenay just missed over the top. Oh, and that one counts. Great awareness. Koch is kind of messing around with his arm all the way out like that. Thinks he's going to get another flush in. But you get one action after the pass, and Bardenay held his till he was ready, even though Koch had passed. Got the touch. 100% his, I say. Touch. Yep. Not hard either. Not a hard call. Bardenay is a lot more energetic now. Far back and then push. Really good sequence. Very high energy. Hard to keep up with. Hard to keep doing. But at this level, everybody's in great shape. And Koch's footwork has been a little weird. He hasn't been as smooth as you would really expect from somebody. Remember that one touch of his hopping forward. He's very front leg heavy. I don't know if that's his style. It's been a while since I watched him. But that's what Bardenay is trying to target and take advantage of. Oh, and another foot touch. It's Bardenay's specialty. Straightforward, tip down. So you do a foot touch. Your body stays upright. Just bend deeper at the knees. And then, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Koch got the quick foot touch before. Bardenay sees it coming this time. Very good punishment touch. Little boop. Koch still fencing within a very extended arm. It's a little bit of an old-fashioned style now, for given value of old-fashioned at least. But a good low-high attack. Faint low, then a quick shot high. Thomas Koch is only 23. Wow. Not sure what his deal is then. Oh! And a tricky little kind of a forward disengage in the flesh as Bardenay gets the parry and Koch manages to twist around it. Well done by him. Wow, another good one. All right, well, Thomas Koch has been in senior since 2015-2016 season. So that is why I think I've known him for a while. But he must have started as a junior. Yeah, he was in junior till 2019 doing both sides. Good for him. And here he is at the finals. Still very forward, yeah. Keeps falling forward on his front leg. Bardenay triggers it, and then nothing. You can't go backwards, so you can only hope to stick your blade out. Bardenay takes it and hits it. If you can't defend with your feet, you got nothing. Stronger parry this time from Bardenay. Not willing to take the time to keep blade contact. Just wants to get a quick hit in because he knows Koch has been going around it so well. Bardenay giving up on the absence, just keeping his blade forward. Just pushing generally, hoping to catch. Because Koch has no explosiveness really. So he's just trying to force him into an action that he commits to where ends up on his front foot like that. But he pushes it a little too hard, runs out of patience. Alexandre Bardenay at 32. You should know better by now. But I really think even though Koch is winning, Bardenay's been in control most of this bout. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull it out. It's only a minute left, but there's one. Same as before, it's that quick forward to the flank or the arm. Not giving not giving Koch time to wiggle around it. Just going straight in for the hit. There it is. Yeah, I really think Koch's a little bit injured. That's not a normal reaction. Not a normal action, not a normal reaction to missing a flesh, falling over like that. Not good for him. But at, what are you, 12-12 or 11-12? Bardenay very still smooth and relaxed. Koch kind of jerky and moving a little slowly. Whether he's worn out or he's injured. It was a good opportunity that Bardenay gave him that just couldn't take advantage of. All right, 12-12. 10 seconds left. Is he going to pull one out? Not quite. 6-5. No. Priority to Bardenay. Koch's really got to dig deep and get one more in there. Bardinet gets it through. Close one, but well done for him. Two finals going to priority minute. That's insane. All right. Let's see if we can find Bardinet in the earlier bouts. See what his path to the finals was. First, we go to Scrim TV. Blue pist, yellow pist, red pist, green pist. In the unlikely event anybody is in the chat and knows what piece he fenced on, please let me know. Let's see if I can check the results in the meantime. The moment in Istanbul that was supposed to be in Paris, and I was supposed to go. But honestly, I don't agree with letting the Russians in either, so. I think 352 competitors is it's a heck of a tournament. Wow, Samprinus beat Konokoki, impressive. Um, well, I found Bardenet, and I don't know what piece she was on. Probably that one. Oh, lovely. No overlay. So no every touch video for this tournament. Rotniak versus Smart. Rotniak almost looks like he has a foil of Ascon. Azin versus Lopez Portier. In fact, a lot of French people. Holy cow. Allegre. Damn, if this would have happened in Paris. So doing a major coup for the French team. Can't see what that says, but it doesn't look like a Bardenet. Also, that's not the French flag, which I definitely knew. Patrick Jurgensen. This is honestly crap quality. So I think we're just gonna go watch the women. Oh, here we are. Found it. Never mind. The real question is, why are we having internet issues? I will be right back and plug into Hardwire. Maybe that will help. Okay, still buffering, but now we're connected to the Ethernet cable. And we are still buffering. Well, I can't change the output while I play, which is unfortunate. Hmm. All right, well, this is what we got to deal with, and this is what we're going to deal with. Hopefully it gets better. Looking on mine, it looks pretty good, but we'll see. I'm gonna wait a minute, let it buffer up. Good enough. Ardenay, as active as he was in the beginning, has been phenomenal shape. Heinzer, very passive, not only for himself, but in general. You don't just see him standing there, but he's still doing his same usual blade actions with extending, looking for a counter, and then into four, looking for a attack and prep. He's tense and ready and waiting. He's not doing much to give himself the opportunity. He's letting Bardenet do all the work. And once again, non-combativity. Oh, Hanser comes in with a flash, but Bardenay gets the parry preem counter. Well done by him. Bardenay pushing, Bardenay pushing. This is really bad quality. Bardenay going for the foot again. Good on Hanser to get it. And we are finally back to, no, that's a cross. Finally back to good stream health. So we have no excuses for not commenting. And they only have the one viewer. I wonder if Gnome on Xorg is running through X Wayland. That might explain why it was so slow. Yeah, after the pass. Long after the pass. Very long after the pass. There it is. That's what Hanser's been looking for. Gives the blade. Bardenay thinks he can go around it, but Hanser's parries are all phenomenal. He's so good at keeping it small and only moving from the elbow. He gets a great four from there. Most people would have to pull back like this. He keeps his arm out and manages to get around anyway. High level touch from Hanser. Surprising to see Max give up this much ground without even fighting for it. But we saw Bardenay in the finals get a little bit too eager. Maybe that's what Max is looking for here. Double there as Max comes in with his arm back. And in the first period, 3-3, not a lot's been happening. But it's so hard to catch the flow of the bout because the scream is so jerky. Hands are getting a little more active now, starting to push. Maybe he's also running out of patience. Maybe he sees Bardenay's not coming. Pretty sure Bardenay is the higher seed here and was the higher seed. So maybe Max is thinking he's got to move now before he gets a non-combativity. He's got two more cards to give, but you know, you don't want to give up the one either. Max being a good sportsman. Don't know if he hit off the side he must have or himself, but good on him to immediately annul. Foot touch once again by the master of foot touches, Alexandre Bardenet. Honestly, this is not a very exciting bout. I'm surprised. Both of these two are very capable of fireworks, and it just doesn't seem to be happening here. Max kind of throwing that one away. Trying to rely on his frankly, you know, incredible parries. I've always been a big fan, but a little bit too much there as Barton gets the counter in. I think he went around the parry there too. Hard to say with this awful quality, making it impossible to see the blades in motion. Max getting one back there on a nice little wrist pick. Good to see him being a little bit more active now. Oh, good one for Max. Gets Bardenet to jump back a little bit. And then Bardenet tries to counter, but he's out of position with his body. So Max can continue in and get the touch. 5-5. Starting to break it open a little bit more. Both fences being a little bit more active, taking a few more risks. Still a very slow bout. Frankly, both of these fences could be expected to go deep, so maybe they're trying to get save their energy. On the other hand, if you save your energy and then you lose, you've saved it for nothing. Step 2 in Bardenet's plan, where he starts doing the large distance changes, 3-4 steps back, and then a push. Max just walks up. 2, 1, 0. End of the second. Beginning of the third. Stay hydrated, kids. Max in his super crouch. I don't know if that's still the Swedish patch, but it looks pretty cool. If Max just has an old uniform on. Max is being very smothering right now. You know, reacting to everything Bardenet does and just not letting him go forward. But good on Bardenay to wait it out and pull out the double. Frankly, I thought that was Bardenay's single, but Max really wanted it. Oh. Bardenay once again going for the foot. That's why you go forward with it. Go forward and go deep. It's such a long touch. It's usually pretty safe. I don't know how Max got that one. It was a really good attack and prep. I guess he just knew from the body language that Bardenay was going to take a big step forward. But that was very fast. Very good. I know Max is back to waiting. Double, nothing done. Bardenay could stand to be a little bit more patient, even though we're on the third period. That was like a 6 7 second touch. You could be faster. Could be slower. I mean, I was going to say I'd like to see Max hold his ground a little bit more and push back, but then he started doing it. So was that a touch? I think core. Huh. Long day. Oh, lovely. Let's see. See what one's for. Hmm. Nah. Probably should have been barred as such. Yeah. Should have been barred as such, I think. What do you think? Pause while we get the video fixed. I say we, obviously them. I'm not involved. I should be, so I can make it look good, but I'm not. Touch arrives. All right. Took him a while to fix it, but made the right call in the end. Yeah. You also think Barden is such just a tight call, and Barden a little sleepy there. Max with a good beat flesh, strong on the blade. Barden kind of walking into that one, not really pushing hard, just. Wow. Phenomenal foot touch. You've been trying to get that all day. Got it just in time. 16 seconds left. 14 seconds left. And now Max runs. Very passive when he's behind, or very passive at the beginning when he can take risks. Very aggressive at the end, but he got the touch, so 13 seconds left, 12-9, and we know Barnett pulls this out. I wonder what it does. There's one. Just runs at him. There's two. I think that was the second. That was one low and then a twisty kind of a four. Max needs to push it a little bit. Like, you can't just let Barnett run at him. There's too much time left. There's three. Wow. I mean, he has to give ground a little bit. Well done by Barnett to pull this one out. And one more priority minute. Priority to Heinzer. I don't think that matters. Maybe it matters. Heinzer's been passive the whole time. Weird double when they both go low. Going low, going foot. Oh boy. Video stops working. You can hear the video ref say that. Ref calls halt. Barnett goes. Heinzer gets the touch. But the halt was before the touch. Never got a big controversy. But honestly, these are the margins in Epic. Barely avoids going out in the 64, ends up winning the whole thing. Yannick Brill hasn't been to a tournament in 3 months. He's still top 5 in the world. Insane. Lots and lots of talking about getting the video fixed and if he deserves the touch, if he doesn't deserve the touch. You don't want to be anyone in this situation, especially either ref. Yeah, it's bad. Especially when you got legends of the sport like Heinz and Bardenay and then their respective coaches who are equally argumentative. But it seems like he's handling it okay. Doesn't seem too flustered. How do we get the Cuomo and... Well, something reset there. And we jumped, so we just jumped directly here. Oh, I guess that's all we get from that one. Who is... That's Cuomo. Is that also Bardenay? I don't think so. Dance music. All right, here we go. Double touch off for Flesh from Bardenay. This is... Caught the name. It was, I believe, Gay from Chinese Taipei. Oh, I do mean cabaret claim section. You are absolutely correct. And another foot touch from Bardenay. Get. Yilu get. Not gay. Just GE space Y initial. 24 from Chinese Taipei. I've never seen him on the world stage before, but good on him for getting here. Gay? I don't know. But he's a little out of control. That's a touch scored while falling. And phenomenally, he managed to have a profile picture sideways somehow. This is his second season on the circuit. And he's never done better than... Never made it to the 64 even. I guess I wasn't touch scored while falling, but that's what I would have called. I'm going for the foot again. Bardenay sees it coming. Just keeping the distance wide here. I think Bardenay knows he's the better fencer. He's trying not to get into any 50-50 weird random situations. Because those will favor Gu more than him. Yeah. Get more than him. And he can just keep doing that foot shot all day because Gu can't keep up with it really. Feel a little washed out. There we go. Looks better. Get one of the pokey kind of French grips. Just always swinging out for see if you can get a random arm shot on. Yeah, Barton is not really risking anything. He's just holding out, waiting for a good to make a mistake. Good's doing good to keep himself active and keep the pressure on without overcommitting or jumping too early. Even that's a safe touch on Bartonet's step back. Wonder who he took out in the 64. And non-combativity, I think. Good little counterattack. Let's watch that once more. Yeah, Bartonet's coming in, kind of searching forward, kind of flushes mid-search. His arms are really back. And Good gets the counterattack in. He took out Alexander Biro. That's a good match in the 64. Would have been interesting to see him against Time Heinzer. That's an interesting bout. Ooh, that 8 flush from Bardenet misses. Go reacts a little bit too late. Can't quite get the counter on, but close on both counts. End of the first, and we are tied, which is great. So I feel like Good is just being very opportunistic, and Bardenet needs to limit the opportunities he gives him. That one really could have been Good's. I was missed the counter because he's going back a little bit too much, which is just a lesson in the importance of keeping your feet under you. Bardenet going back to the old reliable foot touch. Yeah, Good kind of broke there. Um, Thought he had the opportunity, tried to take it, um, but wasn't really there. And Barton had all the time in the world to take that 8 and then counter. My coach gets mad at me when I do that 8, but it's so simple, so easy. You go 6 and they want to disengage. You go 8 and they're just totally caught. Good attempt for disengage. Didn't quite work. That one's a double? Yeah, a double. This is good for Bardenet, but doesn't mean much at this point. Good needs to get something going. Yeah, he's just missing the next little bit that will get him to Bardenet's level. Like that was a little bit out of distance, but Good's pulling back, they're taking a step back, and that's why he didn't get that counter on. Just little stuff. He's not quite willing to fence at the close distance you need to at the highest level, the highest level. And so Ardenet is very safe back where he is. The only thing, as Bardenet shows good sportsmanship by acknowledging a floor hit. The only thing, the only time Bardenet is getting hit right now is when he's loses patience and tries to force something. But he can do that put shot all day and pretty safe. That one Good's got to be clean on, and the extension not a kind of a panic desperation move. Yep, it's just the good counter from Good, but it's another opportunistic kind of a hit, and Bardenet gets it right back. Yep, out of distance, easy pair riposte for Bardenet. That one was a little flashy from Bardenet. Good read on his opponent, jumps in, parry riposte. Pulls back, ending the line, ending the period. 0. I thought it was core before the touch. That's one Good's got to get. That's what it's about it. Say this for Istanbul, the carpets make a huge difference on your knees. There's some tournaments that don't put carpets down, that just leave it straight on the concrete, and it's bad. I think that's a touch. That was Bardenet who crossed, and that was his first. That was Good's first action. Maybe he used his video. Maybe he didn't think about it. Maybe he disagrees with me. He thinks it was a touch. That wasn't a touch. Maybe he's just happy to be here. Yeah, that was kind of a forced action. Oh, that was a good little touch. First, good long extension from Go we've seen, and 15. Got Bardine versus Tulin on Tableau. Kurbanov, that's who that is. Thank you. Yes. Yeah. That exact touch is a touch that Go would not have been able to get. But Kurbanov is more set, more solid, and more aware of what's happening in the bout at a higher level, and gets his extension out at the right time. Good hit from Kurbanov, 3-0. Um, Go was a bit of a break, but here's Bardine fighting down from behind again. But such a clean front fencer like that, it's going to be no problem. And a double. But frankly, good on Bardine to get the double out. That was pretty good timing from Kurbanov. Kurbanov. Oh, I'm not sure where that hit was, but well done by Kurbanov because Bardine was sure he was coming in deep. I don't know if he disengaged or caught the wrist early, but well done. Really caught Bardine by surprise. There it is, once again. Bardine to the foot. Good hit by Bardine. I think he found the pattern that Kurbanov was picking up and set it up again, but intentionally this time, and interrupted it with an early extension to catch Kurbanov's step in. Suddenly we got ourselves a bit of a bout, 5-3. Early touches are so important. 5-1 is so much different than 5-3. They both called for video, and I don't know what the original call was. So, Yeah, I think that was what I think happened was Bardenay hit, but it was his second or third action after Kurbanov went off, and so no touch awarded. End of the first. Let's see. I think Kurbanov needs to simplify a little bit. He's gotten lucky on a not lucky. He's gotten some touches off of fairly complex setups. I think is my gut feeling, and that's good. But I think it's not sustainable. And now that he's ahead, if he simplifies his actions and plays patiently, he will get the touches he needs. And Bardenay needs to be able to respond to that and continue to get straight actions and things like that because he's not going to get the complex setups he's trying for. I guess that qualifies as simple. I don't know. Maybe not. That qualifies as simple. Not sure what Bardenay was thinking there, but good touch by Kurbanov. Can't believe he loses this. This is a solid lead. Big action from Bardenay. Not the small setups you'd expect. I think he's just trying to catch Kurbanov's step forward. But Kurbanov is very good. As Bardenay catches Kurbanov in a step forward with a straight attack. Simplified, like I said, but you know. That one too. Kurbanov's trying to get too fancy. Just be loud in there. Same deal as before, really. I think Kurbanov's just trying to get fancy. And now Bardenay is simplified and is just going to go straight on it. And Kurbanov hasn't been able to deal with that. He keeps thinking there's another action coming before the finish. I forgot we were supposed to do this as an analysis of Bardenay's fencing change. But honestly, I think he's been pretty consistent. Man knows his game plan and is willing to stick to it. Better. He's not trying to, that one, he wasn't trying to interrupt the action. He dealt with the action and then went and hit him when he saw that Barden had overcommitted. Simpler method of doing the same thing, but safer. Double? Nope. Barden is counterattack, but a little closer. If it's not broke, not working, don't fix it. Yeah, that's true. I guess we haven't really seen the absence he was playing with in the finals, and we haven't seen his um like 4-step back preps. But maybe just because Kurbanov isn't giving him the space for it. Every time Bardinet goes backwards, Kurbanov goes forwards. And there's the foot touch. If you can do that, why would you ever do anything else? I don't know what the Uzbekistan, uh, not Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan flag is supposed to look like, but I think it's not a turquoise, like a sky blue monochrome flag. I think we just have a very bad camera. 24 seconds left in the second period. 10-9 Bardinet over Kurbanov. But Kurbanov's very good. He's not out of it yet. One minute left. Did the ref say play instead of aller? Or am I hearing things? Kazakhstan's flag is really nice. It's a turquoise blue with the golden sun. Yes, that sounds right. Too bad we can't see the golden sun. Great video game, by the way. I love that game. Good on Kurbanov. Same deal. Just deal with the action and then go and hit him if you have the opportunity. Attack and prep is just too complicated for what he needs right now. Foot touch again. Double. Nothing done. Kind of a simple touch from both sides. Oh, great attack and prep by Bardinet. Crucial touch to come at a clutch time. Knowing Kurbanov has been doing a lot of the step forwards on the steps back. Another one, I think he probably caught that one on the wrist on Kurbanov's way in. These last two, I feel like Kurbanov's pushed a little too hard. That's why he hasn't been able to get the. That's why Barden has been feasting on the counterattacks. And now Kurbanov's in a tricky situation because he can't even give up a double now. He's got to play it safe and get his touches and gives up a double, and Bartonet takes it. But good fencing all around. That's a close bout. Bartonet versus Wang. We're a minute in, but nothing's happened yet. It's fine. And somehow did not call non-combativity, and somehow also did not. Um, he's not protesting it either, which is weird. That should have been a halt at 2 minutes, not at 158. So right, non-combativity is silly anyway. I was at a kendo tournament watching, and they don't have a timer or non-combativity, and also the rules for a touch are very complicated, and so frequently there's just hits where no point is awarded, and they had a bout go for like 15 minutes because nobody could get a touch off. It was insane. And we have Bardenet versus Wang Yiji, Ziji, who beat Loyola, Nicer Loyola, which is fantastic, and Patrick Jurgensen, which is very good, and Ruben Lamaro Gascon, which is very good. So Wang's had kind of a murderer's row of of bouts here, and now he's up against Bardenet, and I think no spoilers, but I think he just got worn out. That's out of order. It was Jurgensen in the 64, Lamaro Gascon in the 32, and then Nicer Loyola in the 16, and now Bardenet in the 8. I miss Wang such trying to check the stats. That's why I need a color commentator. All right, what's happening here strategically? Bardenet is playing fairly safe so far. As is Wang. So maybe the chef just isn't calling non-combativity. Because if touch one was scored at 158, touch two, there's 2 seconds there where you can score touch two and not have non-combativity called either. Because if it's more than a minute, then you can get into 58, 57. If it's less than a minute, you know, there's over a minute left in the bout. Not much happening so far. Both fencers playing it very safe, willing to just wait around for the opportunity, slowly filling each other out. And the ref's willing to let them do that because she's not calling non-combativity. Bardinet goes for the foot touch again. I want to steal that touch. My knees are better now. I can do it. Ning, ning. Yeah, pretty far distance especially for modern epee. Bardinet kind of waiting around. Wang cracks first, jumps in from out of distance. Bardinet gets the four. Flex post. Flush on the step in. Well done by Bardenet. Caught his arm even though it was coming up with it, which is a really tricky touch. No reaction from Wang at all. Just like, yep, that happened. Move on. Bardenet playing it safe again. Catches a hard flush to the shoulder though. That one looked like it hurt a little bit. Wang is being very passive. He's just not doing a whole lot. And then, you know, as I say that, of course, he starts trying things, but he's not really trying things, right? Just kind of waving his blade around to Bardenet, and Bardenet reacts appropriately, which is to say, not at all. And then Wang kind of randy flushes, and Bardenet hits him for it. Wang not quite up to snuff, but Bardenet another flush. Wang a little bit slow to react. Another good delayed riposte from Bardenet. He had that one before that he did, like an hour ago. But he's being more active than I would really expect, considering he's up by five and his opponent's very passive. He's trying a lot of things. He's doing a lot of like big actions, but he doesn't really need to. He gets another counter there. He can. There's a lot less energy-intensive ways for him to put pressure on Wang, and he knows Wang has to come to him. There's no reason right now, honestly, that Bardenet should be at that end of the strip. Absolutely no reason. There's no reason he should have made that attack that Wang got the counter on. Just no reason at all. Especially with 4 seconds left. Just let the time run out. This is better from Bardenet. He's being more passive now, saving more energy. Willing to wait for Wang to come to him. It was a delayed first action, but I think it was the first action. Another counter from Bardenay, and I think Wang is just dead, honestly. He's pushing hard. I guess he got that one, which is nice. But I don't think he's got 11 more of those in him, especially now with Bardenay going, you know, a double is a touch for Bardenay, basically. High low. Bardenay's just playing with his food now, honestly. I mean, he's not, but he's ahead and he's fencing like he's ahead. And he's not willing to let Wang get any breathing room if he can avoid it. He's just gonna take his time, wait for his touches, take the doubles, take everything. Force Wang to make him be active and give openings. Another one for Bardenay. 13-5. Wang's really gotta, seems like a lot of time in Epee, but that's still 10 seconds a touch. Good one from Bardenay. Knows Wang is just looking to go forward, so feint, draw the parry, disengage. Same thing you learn at on day one, use of the highest levels. And 15. Whew, good fencing by Wang to get to this point. He looks exhausted. He just ran out of steam. All right, off to the final strip. For Bardenay's bout with Tulin. Rafael, Tristan Tulin. Very far distance. I don't believe you. Say it's 720. So there's that first step backwards prep we were talking about. Tulin kind of finds the middle ground between Heinzer, who didn't go back at all, and Kurbanov, who took all of the space. Heinzer didn't go forward at all, and Kurbanov took all of the space. Tulin's letting it open up, but keeping it at a reasonable open distance. Tulin got here by beating Alex Fava 15-13, which is a good bout, beating Jonathan Cohen, who's made 2s and 4s and 8s recently. Yuval Freilich, who made an 8 at the last event, so kind of killed the whole Israeli squad there. He did, and then Paul Allegre, who is a French guy, and I don't know anything about him. but it sounds like he should be a musician, not a fencer. Either that, at least he's got to be an up-tempo fencer. Bardenay going for the foot, just using that as like a free shot to reset. Maybe he can start building off that. Maybe not. Doesn't matter. Does it again, looking for Tulin to come in. But like I keep saying, it's safe action for him. If I did it, I'd get punished every time. I want to though. It's so cool. I love getting foot touches. Tulin with the stump and non-combativity. Good action by Tulin. I'm not sure what the setup for that was, but he caught Bardenay on the step forward, took it in four, and then opposition to the arm. Bardenay safe pushing. Tulin kind of a big action to deal with it, but he's also going backwards, so it's safe for him. And then if Bardenay tries to punish that, Tulin will be ready. Fortunately, this time Tulin tried to punish Bardenay on a parry post with the disengage, but he let go of the blade too soon, and so Bardenay got his second. So Tulin took four and then went straight and caught the blade on the floor, but because he went straight, Bardenay could go around and catch him on the shoulder with a faster extension. Bardenay coming into absence a little bit more here. Maybe it's the thing he does when he gets tired and starts dropping his blade more. Hard to say. Hard to say that he's not doing anything intentionally. I missed that. So that was the drop, and then pulls it up, and I think that made Tulin think the distance was closing. So Tulin thought he could get a flush in, but Bardenay was ready for it and pulled out the counter. Bardenay a bit too deep on the foot touch, and Tulin with a phenomenally fast flick to the arm to punish it. Neither fronts are giving an inch here so far. Seemed kind of randy from Tulin. I'm not sure what he was looking at there, but got a double out of it and nothing done. No, not nothing done like a double done, but it doesn't matter at this point. Maybe he just wanted to reset the non-combativity clock. Although I'd still think if you can force doubles, you should force double. You should just reliably force doubles, then maybe you'll get a single out of it. But who knows? There's another foot touch from the king of foot touches. Wow, okay. That's very good sportsmanship from Bardinet. Hits himself and then admits to it. So, applause for Bardinet. And you know who you are. Take notes. Great flesh. Tulin caught sleeping a little bit. Bardinet finds opportunity and just blazes in there. Tulin pays him back with it. Sees him in 8, gets close enough anyway. Feints to draw the fleshes, and then brings his arm down in a sort of an opposition to block out the counterattack from below. 6-4. Another double. Yeah, neither fence is really trying for anything right now. Because you've only got a little bit left in the second. Time expires. Sorry, I'm a little tired, not quite at my usual level of analysis. Great 8, or maybe even a 2 from Tulin again, seeing Bardenet's been wanting that counter, blocks out the counter, and then finishes when he doesn't have the opportunity. Bardenet interrupts there to get his own back, and now we're back up to 2, but you know, speaks well of the future of the bout that Tulin's able to get touches like that. Another one going low. Very, very close timing. That could have easily been Tulin's. But Bardenet just barely manages to nick the foot. Wow, another tight one. Oh my gosh. Tulin just can't quite get his tip on, but he's getting a lot of really good opportunities. And well done for Bardenet to stay balanced enough to get the late counters in. Tulin trying to go low himself. Doesn't quite get it. Bardenay goes back. Doesn't quite get it. A double, but all of a sudden it's 12-7, and Tulin's got a long road to go. Long way to go. Long road ahead of him. Pick your expression. Given a little bit less, not really, a little bit, a lot less ground now than he was before at the beginning of the bout. Not willing to let Bardenay push him around. Smaller actions, tighter actions. He gets a good counter out of it for there. Good pair of riposte, I mean. It's your classic 6 riposte to the shoulder. Get a reset from Tulin. Bardenay solidly in 8 in absence. Tulin kind of matching him a little bit. Tulin trying the same thing as before. Bardenay gets back just far enough. I'm not sure what happened there. I think uh, Tulin went forward and Bardenay got this really tight 6 parry and didn't even get a full extension out of it because they were both going forwards and it was so tight. But either way, good on him to get that touch out. I wish we had more ankle breakers in epee. I want to see somebody get so bamboozled by footwork they fall over. You see it, but it's only your own. It's only ever your own footwork that makes you fall. As Chulin starts teapotting a little bit. This is a long, tough bout. I think Bardenay senses weakness. If your footwork starts getting bad, he starts salivating, and your foot's just dead. See if Tulin can pull anything else out of his bag. Nope. 15-9. Solid win from Bardenay. Well fought bout by Tulin. These are going to be important points too, because now we're into Olympic qualification period. I wonder who that is. The French coach. Don't know. All right. That has been Alexander Bardenay's trip through Istanbul from squeaking away with the win against Heinzer to whomping Wang and then winning the whole thing. Let's close out the night with some Sicard lessons. For those of you who don't know, Michel Sicard is one of the GOAT coaches, and he posted a list of uh, 25 lessons, 26 lessons on YouTube, intentionally unanalyzed. They are just lessons with a point, and then he goes through variations of what he wants the lesson to be about, and then shows it in use in actual high level footage. I have been going through these, and 5 at a time give me a little bit of perspective on what's happening. And I don't know why my internet is so awful. All right, straight attacks. Let's see what we can do. Drew me a phenomenal coupe to the foot for some reason. Grumier here as well with Sicard. Foot attack. One thing that's important on a foot attack is that you don't go down for a foot attack. You go forward and then bend your knees more and extend. And the extension will naturally lower your tip. And that's how you get a foot attack. But if you bend over, see, that's a full lunge from Grumier, just with a bit of a lower hand. You bend over with your body trying to get a foot attack, everything falls apart and you can't get back, and you're probably going to miss. And the other thing you can do with a foot attack is, because it's hard to really to parry a foot attack. So very commonly people will straight counter into it, especially with the flesh. If you draw that from out of distance, you go low, then you come up in 6, and exactly as he was doing before, you take the parry and then you hit them. Lunge on the step forward, coupe. One of the other things about foot attacks is that when your opponent is going backwards, the foot's the last thing to move. If you've got the timing for it, you go to the foot, and then even if they go backwards, it's the last thing to move. Not all touches will work, and so your coach should be giving you touches that fail in practice as well, in lesson as well, both intentionally and just on general principles. Like there, she missed, but she's willing to keep going. See Sicard taking a step backwards, but his foot's the last thing to move. So this is the same many touches sequence he does that every coach really should be doing. Just mostly technical drilling. Can you get this touch and then this touch and then this touch, and stay balanced and ready for the next action? But here, because that's what the lesson is about, he has them incorporating a foot touch into the thing. Stay balanced, keep your knees bent, all the usual good stuff. Grumier is now a coach himself for France, and Gaetan Bia is his protege. So if you go watch some of Bia's touches, you can probably see some of the same lineage from Sicard. And there it is in real time. Look how straight he is, still looking forward. Atle Mulhausen should be your fantasy pick. Grumier. Oh, 12, that's where we are. Oh yeah, and Malo. Attack on the preparation. So preparation is the thing you do to try to get your opponent ready to touch. So here, Quion is trying to take 6 and go, and Bardinet disengages around that and hits him while he's still trying to take 6. So here Sicard is prepping with an extension. And when he extends, the fencer takes a full lunge. And I'm honestly not sure who the fencer is. I don't recognize them offhand. So one of the things here that's important, I think he's trying to take the blade and he just missed there. It's a complex action. Is that not every opportunity needs to be taken or should be taken. You need to find your timing and your space. Yeah, he's doing opposition 6. It's almost from underneath rather than to the side, though. Oh, that's our friend Bardinet. Now we know how it got so good. That was very good. Bardinet was aware and relaxed, and he went underneath, and Sicard parried, and Bardinet had the timing to go around and back up again. One of the things we've learned a lot that Sicard likes to do is every once in a while he'll throw his fencers into a slappy situation and force them to react and hit him. It trains the crucial difference between an eyes closed and an eyes open action, where an eyes closed action is your 2 temples are, 1, 2. And if your eyes closed, as soon as you do the 1, you full commit to the 2, no matter what your opponent does. An eyes open action is you do your 1 and then you wait to see what your opponent is doing. Even if you continue with the 2, you look at your opponent while attacking to see if you need to abort and do something else. Sort of the fencing coach's difference between a 1 tempo and a 2 tempo action. See? That's the card just punishing him for overcommitting, basically. Gotta get sloppy. It's one thing to do nice actions in lesson, but you never do nice actions really in a bout. Everything gets sloppier. So where in the last bout, the last lesson, he had the fencers doing 3-4 hits to the hand and then to the foot. Here it's hand and then in. Same deal of training multiple hits, but now you're training it with the attack and prep action that you were looking at before. It's the beat, disengage, up. Now we're back to the same. But I think this one is going on every action because it's training the techniques. It's not about the role playing. He's not playing with the distance. The card isn't playing with the distance. It's just how fast can you react to the coach's cue, which is also important to train, especially on something like this, which is so much about the timing. Doing it as soon as your opponent steps forward is good. If you wait for your opponent to be finishing their move or in the middle of their move, you'll be too late. And the timing on there is very tight. Far distance, but there it is. Korean does a little extension as soon as he begins going forward with it. But in a full lunge. Defense. It seems to be a bit of a cycle, I think. Vladimir Taraninko is a name I've not heard in a long time. I think this is the defense against the attack and prep. Where Peter is trying to attack Gerant in prep and Gerant parry posts. Interesting where he takes the 2 and then lets go. So maybe it's not defense against attack and prep. Maybe it's just another defense lesson. I think this is another fence or failed attack has to defend. So you're already in a bit of a compromised position. This is like a beat parry defense. That's pretty interesting. I don't like this view. I don't think it's useful. I guess it's just the beat, a bit more than a beat, but this parry release defense is what they're trying to train. which is interesting. It's a very foil action to let go. Um, that's crazy. Um, hmm. But I guess if you know your opponent isn't going to keep going, or I guess if you know you've knocked their blade out of line long enough that at some point, you know, you're here and this is an awkward angle to get the touch, even though a lot of people do it nowadays. But if you're here and you come straight at it, it's a lot faster. If you can catch your opponent's blade all the way out here with a beat, it's just like any other kind of a beat. We just shock their blade in position for a moment. Yeah, he's working on beats here. Okay, so that's what this is. Is defensive beats, which only exist in epee. A lot of sentiment du faire, feeling the blade. As soon as the coach moves, it's a beat. You can hear it go. This is the high level action. I would not expect anybody not making the cut at Div 1 in the States at least to bother doing this at all. This requires a really high level of blade work to get it done. And you should be focusing more on footwork anyway. But it is cool. It is interesting. I did not know this was a thing you could do, and it's worth learning about as a spectator of the sport, if nothing else. Beat high, beat low, beat foot, beat high, beat chest. Yeah. This is just the sequence portion where you just train the action going in 5 or 6 or 7 different ways really fast. Yep. Boom, boom. I guess also if your opponent is coming in fast enough, all you need is the beat to knock their tip out of line. You don't need more than that. Back to attack. You're going shallow deep. I think we're going shallow deep. One to the hand, one to the body. With the goat Yannick Borel. Let's watch the feet. I want to see the feet when he's going backwards. This is kind of advanced lunge where on the first, with your front foot, you're hitting the wrist. And with your back foot, you're going lunge. And see, there he aborts the action. Which is important in a general sense. I want to see the feet. Oop. we go. This is what I want to see. Oh, wow. Okay. So even though Sakard is going backwards, Yannick is doing a straight advanced lunge. He's not taking an additional step forward with the lunge. But I think probably if you were doing this yourself, and this is an action you should be able to do yourself, even at lower levels, if you need that extra step forward, take it. Let me think about it. Don't take it. Just do the deep lunge. Because that's an extra tempo you're giving your opponent to react. That's why it's just one deep lunge. But you know, good opportunity to practice your lunges. When you're doing a deep lunge, important thing that will really help, focus on landing on your heel, your front heel. The farther you get your front heel out, the deeper the lunge, but landing on the heel will make everything else work a lot better. You'll keep your knee behind your heel, you'll keep your body behind your knee, you'll keep your, just everything will work out better if you try to land on your heel. And yeah, you know, like we said before, sloppier in bout, but it still works. You go easy and you do it good in words, man. You do it clean in a lesson, so you can do it sloppy in a bout and it won't be too sloppy so that it fails. Back to attack and prep by spaced out. Defend and induced attack. So that's Jean-Michel Lucene pushing Heinzer until Heinzer feels like he has to attack. So this is not Burrell, giving a false opening low, making Sakard think he can hit him, and then disengaging the take and going in high. It's probably Lucene. That's probably exactly who it is. Check out my video, Your Worst Nightmare, for some more Lucene hits. Defense with Preen. That was not much of an induced attack, that was just an attack. That was an induced attack. See, he's dropping his arm, he's dropping his hand, exposing his arm. And then Sakard is coming in, and then he's doing the coupe kind of a flick action to the shoulder. Straight extensions are usually more invitations at a high level than threats. Although it depends a lot on how fast you do it. Pizzo's such an interesting fencer. See, it's the same 3-4-5 hit sequence, but it's all about how the sequence is started, which is Lucine comes in, opens for a false opening, and then Sicard pushes forward against it, and then you do the boom boom boom. Whereas before, the beat attack, the beat defense included a beat in one, and the foot attack included a foot shot in everyone. This one includes an induced attack in everyone, a false opening. If you're looking to coach, really good stuff here. Notice how he's not never standing still, except for maybe a small segment of it, but it's always in. He's giving him different variations on the action, making sure it fails sometimes. Lucine isn't taking every opportunity. Just high level coaching too here. Coupes feel so cool when you get them. I had a coach try to teach me coupes before he retired, and they felt so much fun. He's here without a mask because the coach does not have a blade. And that's the only reason you should ever be facing somebody without a mask on. The goal here is to train him to follow distance against the body, not the blade, because the blade changes a lot. If you paid attention earlier in the stream, we were talking about how Bardinet was shifting from like an absence in 8 to a very forward en garde to try to change the distance, and even got a touch against Tulin with it. And that's why he's doing that. Sten Prienitz. All right. Thank you all very much for tuning in. This was a lot of fun. I will probably be back next week with more. Hope to see you then.